Welcome to the Devon Effect. Real talk, good vibes, and no BS. Just me, you, and whatever's on my mind. Let's get into it. You ever just wake up in a mood? No reason for it. Nothing happened the day before, nothing's really wrong, but the second your eyes open, everything feels off. That was me yesterday. I got up, and before I even checked my phone, I could already tell. Today's gonna be rough. No big disaster, no bad dreams, no argument from the night before, just pure raw irritation from the moment I left my bed. And the worst part, I couldn't even explain it. It was like someone had said something rude to me, or I spilled my coffee first thing in the morning. I was just angry, for no reason. I figured, alright, let me shake this off by being productive, so I sat down to record a video for the channel. Normally, once I get into my zone, things start flowing naturally. The words come easy, the energy picks up, and everything just works. But not yesterday. Every sentence felt forced. Every joke fell flat. And by the time I finished, I just stared at the recording like, this ain't it. And that's rare for me. Usually, even if I'm not 100% feeling it, I can edit around the vibe, tweak the pacing, or cut out dead space to make it feel right. But this time, no. It just felt wrong. Like my whole mindset was out of alignment. So I scrapped it. Gone. Deleted. Instead, I decided to focus on my regular job. You know, the one that I had to do because, let's face it, the bills don't pay themselves. And honestly, it wasn't terrible. I got some solid work done, even though the frustration was still buzzing in the back of my mind. Here's the thing. It's okay to have those days. We don't talk about it enough, but waking up on the wrong side of the bed without a clear reason happens to everyone. Some days your brain's just like, hey, today sucks. No explanation necessary. And you have to write it out. Now, I know it's easy to feel guilty about that. You might think, I've got nothing to be upset about. I'm lucky. I have a job, a roof over my head, people who care about me. But here's the truth. Emotions don't always need a reason. You're human. Sometimes your brain chemistry just decides to take you on a roller coaster you didn't sign up for. I was talking to an old friend recently. Let's call her Sarah. She's one of those naturally positive people, always looking on the bright side, full of energy, but even she has those days where everything feels gray. She told me about a time when she woke up feeling completely numb, even though everything in her life was objectively fine. It lasted a whole week. No explanation, no warning signs, just a fog she couldn't shake. And that hit me hard because it's a reminder that everyone goes through it, even the people who seem like they've got everything figured out. The flip side is just as true though. Sometimes you wake up feeling amazing for no reason. The sun seems a little brighter, your coffee tastes like it was brewed by angels, and life just feels good. We don't question those days, do we? We don't sit around asking, why am I so happy today? We just ride the wave and enjoy it. But when it's a bad day, suddenly we want answers. We dig for reasons. Did I sleep wrong? Is something bothering me subconsciously? And sometimes, yeah, there's a root cause hiding under the surface. But other times, it's just your brain doing its thing. And that's okay. What's important is how you handle those off days. I've learned the hard way, trust me, that forcing productivity when you're mentally out of sync usually backfires. You end up more frustrated, more exhausted, and less satisfied with anything you create. That's why yesterday, instead of fighting it, I pivoted. I worked on something low pressure, my day job. A few chores around the house, fixing up some stuff people were nagging me about in the comments. Yeah, I see you guys calling out my Minecraft house. I know it looks rough right now, but I'm working on it, okay? The point is, I didn't pressure myself to force the creative energy that just wasn't there. I accepted the day for what it was. A reset button. A bad mood doesn't have to define your whole week, but resisting it, that's when things tend to snowball. Speaking of bad days, let me tell you about my old roommate. Let's call him Mike. Now, Mike was one of the most upbeat people I've ever met. Always cracking jokes, making everyone laugh, the life of the party in every sense. But every now and then, he'd just shut down. I didn't understand it at first. How could someone so full of life suddenly go completely silent, locking himself in his room for days? Over time, though, I realized it wasn't about anything specific. It wasn't a fight, a bad grade, or some external problem. It was just his mind pulling him into a darker space. The lesson I learned from watching Mike was huge. Everyone's dealing with their own stuff, and sometimes the loudest, happiest people are carrying the heaviest loads. In those quiet days, that's not weakness. It's human. But here's the flip side. Just like those tough days pass, so do the good ones. And that's not meant to sound depressing. It's actually kind of freeing. There's a quote I read once, I think it was from Tom Hanks, that stuck with me. This too shall pass. Bad day, it'll pass. Good day, that'll pass too. It's not about clinging to the highs or avoiding the lows. It's about riding the wave and realizing that every feeling, good or bad, is temporary. So yeah, yesterday sucked. I didn't get the video done, my mood was trash, and nothing felt right. But today's better. I got some sleep, made myself a decent cup of coffee, and here I am talking to you. The fog lifted, and tomorrow, who knows? Maybe I'll wake up on the wrong side of the bed again, or maybe I'll feel like I could take on the whole world. Either way, that's life. If you're having one of those days, just remember, you don't need a reason to feel off. You don't have to justify it to anyone, not even yourself. Just breathe. Let the day be what it is, and know that it's okay to press pause sometimes. And hey, if you're feeling up for it, drop a comment about the last day you had like that, where nothing specific went wrong, but everything felt off. Let's talk about it, because chances are you're not alone in feeling that way. Alright, time for me to get back to fixing that Minecraft house before the comments roast me again. See you next time.